Hey fans, what's it take to put a 3-inch exhaust on a Tacoma? Well, stick around and we'll show you. Did it for under $100. Hey fans, here we are with my Tacoma. This is the 4-liter. It's a 2013. But I'm going to put a new exhaust on this sucker. So I want to preface this with how much does it cost for a new exhaust? Well, if you buy one of these bolt-on kits, it can be, I think the lowest I could find was $300, but then you could be up to, what was it, $500-600 for some of these things. So I've been doing some searching on my own, and here's what I've got. This one right here is a 2.5-inch MagnaFlow, and then down here is a Borla 2.5-inch exhaust Pro XS, whatever that means. And then right here is a Flow Pro. This whole kit right here that you see, this is all 3-inch, and I got this set from someone on Craigslist or maybe Facebook. I don't remember. I got this whole set for $50. So this whole set's going to allow me to piece it together along with a couple of items that I bought. I bought a collector and a short piece of 2.5 that will go into this guy right here. But anyway, this whole thing was $50. I figured, well, I'll give it a shot. This was for a Wrangler with a 2.6 liter. And if a 2.6 liter can handle a 3-inch exhaust, I certainly don't see why a 4 liter couldn't. One thing to notice is, bam, all these exhausts, they all come out right here. Because it's the factory location, right? Factory location, great enough. And it's probably going to make it quieter as you're driving around to have it exit out of the envelope of the vehicle itself. But as you've seen on some videos, this could get in the way if you're dropping off a ledge, right? It's just behind the rear tire, so if you drop off a ledge, bam, it knocks that exhaust up into your bedside, and that's no good. So I'm going to see about what it's going to take to exit the exhaust behind the rear axle, but not outside of the envelope of the truck. Behind the rear axle, pointing down and away. If you don't get it pointing down and away, then you're more likely to get reverberation and additional noise coming from underneath the cab and then back into the truck, which is going to just make it louder as you're driving along. Here's a taste of the factory exhaust. Underneath the truck, here we go. This is a catback system, OEM. To remove it just takes two 14-millimeter bolts, and then there is one hanger here, two hangers on the back of the muffler. You can see up here 1 and 2, and then way back on the tailpipe. Bam! Phase 1 is done. The exhaust is gone. Okay, here it is, all in one piece. How'd I do that? So put a drop hitch in the bumper. This is a Pelfrey built with an integrated bumper. Jacked that sucker up as hard as I could go, which gave me a gap, more space between the axle and the frame and the rest of the truck. So that allowed me to twist and work that whole exhaust out that direction. So now, what I wanted to mention, a couple of things on here. One is PSA, public service announcement. If you haven't got any of this stuff right here, this space blanket stuff, or it's like a construction closed foam material here. If you haven't got any of that stuff, get some. Anytime you're laying on the concrete, keeps that concrete from making you so cold. Also, you can slide around nice and easy, and in lieu of like a moving blanket or something like that, spill something on it, you just wipe it up and you're done. So anyway, great tool to have in your garage. Well, the son of a gun, looks like it's about the right length all the way along, and if you look, there's an offset here and there's an offset there, so as I get that in place, I can kind of fool with that. Keep going back. Looks like this is in about the right spot. I can move that back a little more and we'll be about even. And then the dump is actually going to occur underneath the truck. So here, let's see here. My plan is to have the exhaust come down like right about here and just exit aiming, you know, down and out from the underneath the truck. All right, you can definitely hear that in the cab. It's so much louder in the cab. I mean, you know, that reverberation, all that noise inside the cab. It's a lot. Okay, no project is complete without the numbers. So let's take a look at this. The original exhaust system from here all the way back to here, 30.6 pounds. And all this pile of tube and connectors and hangers and all that, more or less, what do you think? What's your guess? More? Less? Bam, 30.2 pounds. So we're going to save just under a half a pound, believe it or not, to go from a 2 1/4 inch exhaust, 2 1/4 to 2.4, down or up to a 3-inch exhaust. So there you have it. And now it's time to get all this jumble stuffed under the truck. All right, I got my collector on here, but I thought I'd show you what was on here, the factory connector. So the factory, so it's got this spring. And then it goes through the collector flange into the into this flange anyway. And this is the nut that is on the back there. So that nut is spot welded. It's just heat welded here on the back side of this flange. And what I did was I just screwed these bolts onto the back, and then I used my pliers and just snapped it off basically. So that left me with a bare flange. Then because this flange center to center is off by about a half an inch or so, so I just could not get these bolts to line up. So what I did was I just used this. This is like a what do they call it? Like a porting tool. You know, deburring or whatever. Anyway, it's very aggressive cut. So I just used that to enlarge or oval this hole here. Alright, so here we are. I've got the collector, and then this is into new 2 1/2 inch exhaust, and then it goes up. This was a I don't know, a transition piece on the that came in the kit that I bought. From here to here, it goes from 2 1/2 up to 3-inch along here. So anyway, this is a 3-inch, and then into the 3-inch stainless steel baffled muffler. And then the pipe that goes over the back. So now here I welded in a hanger on this side. You can see it right there. And then on the back I've got 2 hangers, one there and there, that come in and are supporting that part of the muffler, the exhaust. So here is the terminal of that new exhaust. You can see it does hang down a little lower. It's not fixed here yet. This is the tailpipe that I've got. So I'm not sure if I'm satisfied with the way this is working out. But what is fixed is this part here. Let me see if I can work that off of here. Okay, so this part of the exhaust is in place. And you can see it just dumps kind of straight down in between the tire, the spare tire, and the rear leaf spring. So I actually drove it around for a while and then felt the tire and the leaf spring just to make sure that there wasn't any heat coming around to burn any of that, and it was just fine. So that's how it terminates currently. And if you look here, man, there's just no way that you can get that exhaust hung up on anything. When I bought this set, it came with these clamps here and here, on both ends of the muffler. And what that's going to allow me to do is swap out this muffler for any other muffler that I choose. So I don't know, leave a comment let me know, what muffler should I try in this instead of this Flow Pro muffler, to see if there's a sound difference or performance difference. Either way, so leave a comment, let me know. One of the things I like about going with an aftermarket exhaust is you really get the opportunity to suck it up to the underneath the truck. So here you can see I'm level with the frame rails, and as I go along to the back, you can see that the muffler and all of the exhaust is really tucked up underneath the truck, so it's not vulnerable to getting caught up on rocks or stumps or branches, whatever, as you're if you're going along on a trail. All right, my sound engineer's in here with his decibel meter, just some app on the phone, and we are going to start it up. So the Tacoma's now got the 3-inch exhaust on here. We're going to start it up without the tailpipe on it. So this is inside without the tailpipe, and you'll be able to see the RPMs. So there we go. Okay, we'll try it in gear right now. That will drop the RPM down. All right, here we are. Ambient is about 42, just sitting here quiet in the truck. Now I've put that tailpipe extension on the back, and my speculation is the further you get that tailpipe to the exit, to the edge of the truck, the more likely you're going to see a drop in the decibels. So let's take a look at that. Here we go. I'm going to start up. And before, I think we were at 72 or so. Okay, so we're now at about 70 or so, just over 70. So now I'm going to put it in park, and we'll see what that does for us. All right, looks like we're at about 66, 67. So not terrible. All right, now we're gonna go ahead from 0 to 50 with about half or quarter throttle and see what that does. All right, there we go. All right, here we are. We're just going about 40 miles an hour. Just cruising speed, not accelerating, just maintaining. All right, I'm going to get in, rev it up, and then I'm going to drive by at about 25 miles an hour under acceleration. And we've reached the final state. So if you look here, you can see my where I've cut and terminated the new 3-inch exhaust. So this is from the back, and it does hang down a little bit lower than I anticipated, but I'm also very far down here on the ground. Anyway, I think this is going to do it for me. I've also made it so that I can remove that tailpipe and adjust it in the future as I lift and or change the back end of the truck around. I can move that or shift shift that around as I want. If you could see that clamp there up from underneath there. All right, so hey, if you found this video helpful, give me a like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.